Hi, this is Laura Holyoke. I am here to give you a little bit late introduction and overview to the 570 Introduction to Research in AOLL course. I'm going to start with my webcam on, and then I'll probably turn it off, and then I'll turn it back on in a little while. So I asked all of you to share a little bit about yourself, and I'm going to do this in a couple of slides. But I also had asked you to answer a couple questions. First of all, just to tell you about yourself. So this is what I'm going to do here. And I have a couple of slides of pictures. Most of these, I think all of these are within the last year. So in the upper left-hand corner, this is my son Caleb. He's 8 years old, going into 3rd grade, starting Tuesday. And we're down outside of Grangeville. We had just done a trip in the Seven Devils, and he and his buddy are going swimming in Toll Lake. Right in the middle of the slide is Francis. Francis is our gecko, our spotted gecko, and I should say more Caleb's spotted gecko. In the upper right-hand corner, that's me and Caleb. This is this spring climbing in Vantage, Washington, or Frenchman Coulee. And then in the lower right-hand corner, this is not a very good picture of the dog Luke, but you can see it is beautiful, I think, Mountain Lake. We're at the Seven Devils camping here. And then I really appreciate the lower left-hand, the saying, I walk around like everything is fine, but deep down inside my shoe, my sock is falling off, sliding off. Just a point that we are all dealing with things at any given time, and oftentimes other people don't know that given the outside of what we look like. So in this slide, upper left-hand corner, this is me and my dad. We're up in Alaska fishing. I've gone the last 2 years with my dad and his girlfriend of 35 years and done king salmon fishing, so that was a blast. Upper right-hand corner, this is Mount Whitney. I attempted to climb it in late May and got weathered off. This is the day before, and the day of, we couldn't even see the top of the mountain. Anyhow, you can tell I'm a little bit of an outdoor adventurist. I do like to climb and run and play and fish, obviously. So in the lower right-hand corner, this is me and some of my friends, colleagues, running the muddy for the Web Slaw. Anyhow, this is last year, and we made it, we're the poster on it this year, so it's coming up in September, I believe the 24th. That's me. So some course intentions that I want to talk about. A lot of people think that a research course is a course in statistics. This is not, and this is not true. The intentions that I have for you in this course is to find, interpret, critique, evaluate scholarly research in AOLL, and to develop an understanding of qualitative and quantitative research. What does each one support? What does it look like? How do you know if it's good research? And then also, finally, to conceptualize and design a research project. You won't be carrying out the research project, just getting the preliminary steps done. A funny cartoon. While doing the research, keep in mind there are only 2 kinds of facts, those that support my position and inconclusive. I think that you'll find the leading Ormrod book to be pretty easy read. I think they lay things out in a way that's good to understand. I think it's a great introduction to what research really is about and how to understand it. Our grades in this course will be based on, this looks like a lot. I always like to have 3 or 4 things, but when I break them down, what I wanted, I ended up with more. My apologies. So we're going to have quizzes, 8 of them, and I'm going to walk through each one of these coming up next year. A library activity, which hopefully most of you are working on or have worked on, a human subjects research. It's quiz tests that you'll do in ensuing discussions plus blog post. You'll come up with a research topic, do an annotated bibliography on it, and then write a a research proposal. Technically, it's not a proposal, it's an executive summary of your research proposal, and then do a PowerPoint presentation of that. So, a couple of the learning activities. The first is a library activity. I think it's really important for all of us to get to know how to find something in the library online, how to find articles, how to find good research articles, what databases are you looking in, just where to look for things like this. And secondly, if you're going to conduct any research, you need to pass what's called a, I don't even know what it's called, but it's to get your certificate in human subjects research, which is also known as IRB. IRB stands for Institutional Review Board. What this does is you will submit an overview if you're going to include people in your research to make sure that they are protected. Their welfare, well-being of research and the well-being of the participants who participate in the study. Quizzes, for some reason I find that students, not intentionally, but they tend not to read the chapters that go along with the work that we're doing. I don't recall any other class that I've given quizzes in, but this one's a little bit different because I think the information that we're reading about is important to know. I'll tell you that I don't think the quizzes are hard. I do try to choose the easiest questions from a test bank, but we'll have 8 quizzes, all multiple choice, 10 questions per quiz. Each quiz will be open for about 3 weeks. You can take any time, the quiz anytime during this window. I usually recommend that students take it right after they read the chapter. And of course, the quiz is not timed. You can always use the chapter for your reference, use the text as your reference. And then I will be dropping the lowest quiz grade. The next part of your grade will include ensuing discussions and a blog post. So in groups of 2, 3, 4, 5, or more, you'll get together with one or more of your classmates to meet and talk about the assignments in the course, to talk about topics that I give you. So what I'd like for you to do is determine how you will meet, whether that will be face-to-face, you can meet in a public place, you can meet in a private home, determine what day, time, and where to meet. You can meet online via Skype or Google Hangouts, or I don't even know all the other options. My guess is students know better than I do. Or you can simply pick up the phone and talk to somebody. For the ensuing discussion, I'd like for you to post when you're meeting, who you're meeting with, and be inviteful. And meet once everybody has meet to discuss the assigned readings and assignments. I'll have prompts, and then I would also encourage you to have your own inquiries that you talk about during your ensuing discussions. I want you to record from these discussions your individual notes. Then your part of the grade is really to post your notes from this ensuing discussion, what you learned, what you talked about. I kind of like this cartoon too. I had my own blog for a while, but I decided to go back to just pointless, incessant barking. So the next assignment that we'll do is, I believe 5% of your grade is to come up with a research topic that you would like to study, that you are going to write your proposal on, and to write 2 or 3 draft research questions that could be addressed on this topic. So when we get closer to this, which means very soon, I will do another recording and give you some examples of a topic, and then what qualitative questions would look like and what quantitative questions would look like. Then the other part of this assignment is to discuss whether quantitative or qualitative methods would provide the best evidence to answer your research question or questions. Then what you'll do is write an annotated bibliography of the literature related to your selected topic. I will have you find articles in each of the 4 areas. One is excuse me, 2 in each of the 4 areas. Did I say that? So 2 articles reviewing the literature, 2 articles that are opinion, 2 articles that are based up from a book or a monograph, and then 2 articles that are empirical research study. They can be qualitative or quantitative. But I will give you more information on those as we go. And then I'm asking, as part of the annotated bibliography, that you provide APA citation for each article that you use. Then the research proposal executive summary will consist of an introduction to your topic, a statement of the problem and why it needs to be studied, your literature review, which should be pulled pretty much from your annotated bibliography, then to look at the design. You'll tell us how you'll design your research and the findings that you found from your literature review, references, APA, and then you'll write a separate paper that's a critical reflection about what you learned. Final assignment for the class, I believe, is 10% of the grade, and that is to, I miss this here. That is to tell us about you, present your research proposal. So that'll include same thing as your executive summary: introduction, statement of the problem, your lit review, design and findings, references, and then design and graphics will be a part of that grade. So again, I'll give you some examples to go by, even though I've never done this assignment before, but we'll come up with something that you can pattern after. So thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here. My apologies again for getting this up a little bit late. I've had quite the end of the summer and not all good stuff, so I'm hoping to get back up to speed here. Happy fall. Happy almost fall. We have like 3 weeks left, I hope, I think.